Welcome to this celebration week for the Crafty Maven. The Crafty Maven's 2 this week, and we're having a shout out to past Crafty Mavens for our inspiration. Well, I had a bit of a whoopsie when it came to filming, so we've got 2 past Crafty Mavens for inspiration. Somehow, I filmed this first one on time-lapse, so it went very quickly. My first shout out is to Adele Toomey, also known as Inky Quill. I took one of her layouts that I really like, turned it into a sketch, seeing as today is Sketch It Thursday. Now you may have noticed as it's gone whizzing by that I started out by layering some pattern paper behind this photo. I used paper from the Little by Little collection from Chamel and then laid some vellum behind it, ripped that off and added some vellum that has got gold triangles on it. I added some snowflake paste through a stencil and some splatters from different sprays. Ooh, you may have noticed my afternoon tea that my mummy bought me. She made me a cup of tea and a piece of cake. Anyway, back to the layout. Added a scripty title with a gold lettered one. I didn't have an E on the first set, and I thought that second alphabet set was exactly the same, but it was a different colour. Anyway, I thought I'd add that rabbit, seeing as it's a shout out to Adele. Went through my stash and found some really old Basil Star Brads, but I thought they just added a nice little touch. And a little tag that said, I am what I am, because that's Sam, definitely. It's a pretty old photo of my cheeky rascal, or cheeky monkey, when he was about, 6, I think, playing in the backyard on his swing set. Some little word stickers, and finished off with some tiny wood veneer stars. Now, because Adele does 9x12 layouts, and I don't, I decided that the best way to deal with that was to then mat it on a piece of 12x12 so it became the right size. There you go, first layout done in 2 minutes. If only we could scrapbook that fast in real life. I think we'd lose some of the enjoyment if we moved that fast somehow. Right, second shout out goes to Mari Clark. I also love her layouts. Very different style to Adele, but I took one that I liked, turned it into a sketch, and I made my own version. I started by ripping the pieces by hand, and I wasn't really overly impressed with the way they turned out, so I got out my metal ruler to straighten them out. For this layout, I'm using papers from the Pink Paisley Fancy Free range. I have the 12x12 patterned paper pad, and I went through it looking for papers that would actually go with the photo. I wanted to look at more the white, the black and the tealy colours, and I thought a pop of pink would be really nice. Don't use that very often. I've just recently moved my silhouette machine into my scrapbook room, and funnily enough I'm starting to use it a lot more because it's here. One of the good things about doing a title like this is you get to use or incorporate a lot of different patterns. Because I don't have the 6x6 pad with the smaller patterns, using this page out of the 12x12 sheets actually was a good idea. It gave me a variety of patterns, and they are smaller in design. I think you're almost getting to see my whole scissor collection today too. Look how tiny these little purple ones are. But they're fantastic for this job, getting into small things. I save you from watching me fussy cut and fill each little letter, and voila, it's done. For a change, I matted my photo first on white cardstock, and then added a nice patterned border. Another little pop of pink. It's not very often I get to use pink, so I'm enjoying it today. I popped over to my sewing machine and stitched around the tealy pieces of paper, just for some little detail. I decided I wanted some dimension behind my title, so I cut lots of small pieces of double-sided foam tape, and thankfully I didn't make you watch me cut it or take the backing off. But there we go. I had the photo and the doily in the right spot, and I thought if I try and take it off I won't get it back exactly, so I fiddled around and stuck the doily down this way so I knew it wouldn't move. And because I wanted it to be straight, I did double check with my T-square ruler. I just can't help it sometimes. I pulled out the chipboard sticker sheet and went through it seeing what pieces I could use. And I really liked this floral piece, but it was just a bit too heavy for that side of the photo. So I put it back on the sheet. It does make a reappearance later, mind you. There you go. I also had this die cut piece of the same floral, and when I placed it up the top left hand side there, I thought, it doesn't really work. They're both the same on the left hand side, and that right hand one is very different. But luckily I found this piece in one of the 3x4 cut apart pages and thought, alright, a bit of fussy cutting and we'll get it sorted. Yeah, just that one didn't want to come off. Had to use some muscles. Luckily it peeled off reasonably well. It left a sticky spot on the photo, but I thought, well, that doesn't matter because I can cover it up with one of these flowers. I'll let you into a little secret. When I start talking slowly, it's because I've had to actually cut or edit the voiceover a few times because I've stumbled over those words and created my own interesting versions. Not all of them G-rated. I bet you can almost guess what I said for chipboard. This happens in real life for me too. And sometimes when I'm teaching, thankfully the kids are too young to understand what I'm saying when my mouth doesn't quite move as fast as my brain. It must be the day for wooden embellishments, because today both layouts have some on, albeit these ones are hearts rather than stars. And some enamel dots and also some sequins make it to this page. I'm not going to bore you with making you watch me glue clear sequins over the whole page. But you can imagine that's what I'm trying to do here. And their sticky little rascals keep getting stuck to my fingers. To finish off, I added some journaling and this acrylic word that says memories, so that the title reads Family Memories, as this photo is of my mum's 70th birthday that happened in January this year. We held a surprise birthday for her, and she was very surprised and had a wonderful time. Well, that's it for this episode of Sketch It Thursday ×2. Happy anniversary to the Crafty Maven, and I'll see you soon. Take care and happy crafting.